TRT SF here with the homie, and we are here today talking about movies and probably some of just movies being some of the things that we've fallen off of as of lately.
Also, just shit that's like fell off in society, really.
And society hasn't really been that fun ever.
Anyways, this is also from UAS. Shout out SFB and the other homies. So yeah, like you said, we're gonna talk about some like basically noticeable downfalls in our society and the entertainment and just other spots in again society. But yeah, kick it off. It's just like movies don't hit like they used to, like at all. Like I don't know how many times I just don't feel invested into the story, the people, just this literal concepts and stuff. And maybe it's because I'm maybe a movie buff and my head's still stuck in the past and nostalgic about certain other films. It's a good argument, I guess, but realistically, I just don't see any talent anymore in the directors as much. I mean, unless it's like the original ones, you know, they like have household names in cinema, then yeah, of course, they're probably gonna make something good. But for all the new upcoming ones, I'm just not really seeing it like that. And maybe it's on some like independent projects and shit, but on the terms of like Hollywood, those motherfuckers are slipping. Like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And to get into that, like it's arguable to be like, yeah, it's all this pandering end of the day, because you can't even just label it SJWs or leftist too much because people get butthurt, but it's just pandering to certain groups that's just unnecessary. And personally for me, I don't believe this country should be working like that. No group or whatever you want to say should be put on a pedestal for anything, because at the end of the day, we're all supposed to be on the same boat and try to figure it out and do better than yesterday. But motherfuckers just want to bring up yesterday all day like a Beezies. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, I don't jock movies that are female led at all, but like I agree when people are like mad about Mary Sue. Like that's fucking annoying. Like that's just lame. Like that's lazy writing, and what the fuck's the point of watching this anymore? And shit like that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of wishing for a decent movie again, because I know a lot of people are kind of like into this whole, oh, we need more black films and stuff. I mean, an actor's an actor in my opinion. I don't get what's this whole race thing about. And like that's kind of like another big downfall in our end in society,
because no matter how much of like what we do to bring us together as a people, we're always gonna be fucking divided, and it doesn't make enough sense.
It simply doesn't make sense, because every other country just doesn't understand the whole fact of why we're divided, because every other country is unified by the
unified as fuck.
Yeah, and people are arguing, well, this is a multicultural place. That doesn't matter. That's the best part of here. That's what everyone wants to come here. That's why I get mad when people, that should be the only reason why they get divisive and shit's like, bro, read the document. I don't give a fuck who wrote that document, what time that document was made, but we're about that document. The Constitution is a solid piece of paper that's for everybody. That's for everybody. Literally, I do not care if it was a slave owner or women didn't have the right for whatever then, but what about now? Focus on the now for real. Like that shit irritates the fuck out of my soul, bro. Like unify behind the flag like every other fucking culture, every other fucking nationality just does.
Because I feel like
if we we literally admit we're on the same boat and we all have the same goal.
No, there's that, but then there's also those people that have their own view about it and like take it in their own sort of direction.
End of the day, they're just stupid.
But they don't want to see it like that. They don't want to see themselves as
they're
like
petty. They want to be special. They want to be put on a pedestal. I say fuck that. That's not how this country's supposed to work. And I'll gladly tell you get the fuck out, because someone else will gladly take your spot and rock with us. We'll hold up that flag all day and be like UAS. I mean, not UAS, USA. USA. But yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like people are not realistic with the actual.
That nigga was so serious when he said UAS.
Oh, UAS, nigga, USA, nigga. Fuck you, me, nigga. Fuck you, people who hating on my country. And it's coming from a Native American, and I hate that from my own people. They're so petty
because this nigga's people was pushed out of their own land for this nigga to be saying this.
I'm still here.
Exactly.
I'm still
and for this nigga to be saying this.
I know my culture, and for others they're like, oh well, they wiped us off. I'm sorry.
No, nigga, they didn't.
Realistically, I know a couple tribes that had a chance to keep their language going, but whatever that generation was, were too ignorant to actually go. So that's not everyone's point. That's your guys' shit. So back to the topic of again. As soon as this country finally gets on its feet and realizes, yes, we're all U.S. citizens, that's the face of it, and we all have different cultural backgrounds, which is great. That's it. That's all we need to do.
That's the thing. We know that we're all citizens of the U.S., but we're not.
They don't.
No. Listen, nigga. Just listen. we're not all accepting of each other, of everybody's backgrounds. Like, no matter who they are,
that's what I'm saying.
There's always going to be somewhere who's.
You gotta put
but it's
the
because
US. No, you gotta put
the
the
reason,
U.S. citizen first. No one does that.
Listen. I'm not done. I'm almost done. When you don't do that, you start considering, like, you talking just fucked my whole train of thought up. Like, I had a whole train going. Like, me, 6 other bitches, train. Nah. When you don't consider where other people come from, when you start considering where other people come from and start looking at the differences, that's when the division comes in, and that's when everybody starts saying, "Oh, he's this guy."
That stems from older generations.
Yeah.
Really, because anyone young right now
doesn't think like that.
After me, they don't think like they're conditioned to. So that's why I say the younger generation should accept we're U.S. citizens first, and all of us come from different background.
Honestly,
that's
Asians,
good.
I'm not even gonna lie. Young Asians that are our age can still think the fucking same way. No cap.
I mean, it's
no fucking cap. They ain't changing.
I mean, that's just.
I don't mean to sound racist or nothing, but
because they understand the basic of I'm a U.S. citizen and that's simply it. My Asian culture's still here, but that's not my base because the base of it.
But then they're more about
citizen.
like we're about our people, not like they call it community, but they're like you can see it. You can just obviously see it. They're Asian people are just more about their people, not their community. Because say they live over here, and it's a multicultural community. Right? You got blacks, you got whites, you got Asians, you got Mexicans. But exactly.
Like blacks, just like everyone else.
Exactly.
And I accept that, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is like these people should still be able to go to work together, be able to talk in councils together.
Yep.
That's what this country's supposed to be about. That's why I say you're a U.S. citizen first, and it's good to know your culture and everything. That's great. But always remind them this is the country you're born in. This is the country you gotta rep because this country is people still come here dying. People get sold across the world just to have a chance to end up here. Like, there was a story of this one lady from North Korea, she was explaining her whole route to here. She literally had to get sold in China. Can't tell her family she was leaving because she didn't want them to be, like, held liable and then get killed for that. And she goes to China. She saw her sister get raped. She got raped. When the whole system and everything got lucky that this one U.S. embassy chick took her in and took her to America, and then she's doing her own shit now. And the fucked up part is like, people look at that and people in our age and our generation will look at that and be like, that's a fake conservative story.
Yep.
Like U.S. slavery is the worst type of thing.
But that's the problem with kids our age. We don't really know what to believe anymore. Like,
yeah, and that's what's sad because at the end of the day, they're listening to an older generation that were stupid then and they're still stupid now. And I blame that on the academia these days.
But it's like, I mean, yeah, you can, but you can't really blame it as much as that, as in like kids not being willing enough to go out there and look for the knowledge themselves.
And that stems from the household because a lot of households are broken. A lot of parents don't
give a fuck. Don't give a fuck.
Don't push at all for their kids to be find the truth. Find the answers yourself. It's kind of just like they use school as a daycare. I've noticed, and they're kind of like, okay, well, I trust the school, but then look what happens now.
Because
you got teachers pushing their fucking sexual shit on them. Like
schools complain about one thing constantly. Teachers complain all about one thing. Is that them being the babysitters to their kids? They don't want to be that.
Because the teacher's understanding is that, okay, I'm here to teach you.
Yeah.
Teach you simple shit, not teach you about common rhetoric and common sense. That's something in the household.
Yep.
A mom, father, guardian is supposed to teach a child.
Yep.
The school is supposed to teach you how to write, teach me basic math, read the basics so I can go outside, explore ideas, express my ideas, etc. But today, they literally put kids in a box, in like a metaphorical box of an echo chamber. And if you're outside this echo chamber, you're this, you're that. And I never understood that when I was going through high school, because like, whoa, so my traditional way of thinking and everything, I'm just wrong now, and then I'm supposed to just pander to whatever you believe in. And the thing is, how is that respectful towards me? Because now you just want to just completely wipe off the original, the baseline of our society, and mixing it up with the idea of fluid feelings, basically. One moment you're this, one second you're that. That sounds like an emotional ass bitch, and we all know how that is. And I'm not even trying to jock all women. You know what a bitch is. Ice Cube made a song about that. But like,
Too Short made a song about that.
That too. That's when you gotta listen to. But at the end of the day, it's just like all these people are just become so entitled on an idea that's so unrealistic, and they believe that they're a victim of some sort today. When at the end of the day, no one's a true victim in the systematic way, honestly, unless you're a dumbass going to jail and doing shit that could lead you into jail. That's the truth. In terms of going on the street and say your block is hot, that's the streets. You don't blame fucking a system on that. That's your community system. An unspoken system. There's no way. I do not believe a young person of color, what the fuck they want to say, going to school and everything is destined to fail. That's not true. That's not what this country provides.
I mean, listen, you gotta take it from my point of view. There are some kids who are out there who display behavior that teachers completely fail and give up on.
Yeah.
That is on both sides though. So yes, it is not meant for them to fail, but because of the circumstances that they were put in, not themselves.
I was failed a lot because of my personal views, my personal perception of say. I almost didn't even go. I almost got held back in elementary school because I didn't believe the icebergs. Because I had my theory about it, and my mom was like, "Yeah, she didn't believe it too." A lot of natives don't believe that. The whole idea that we all come from Africa. Because personally, I believe,
not everybody comes. A good majority.
Yeah, but
yeah.
The reason I say this is because they believe South America and Africa were once one continent when it broke off. What's to say that human existence didn't start similar in the same time?
It can make sense.
And I would argue that we wouldn't be able to find any like bones or stuff in the rainforest because one, the rainforest, and two, what the fuck you gonna find out there?
But I gotta say, you can't really say that. You just kind of gotta say Babylon, because you gotta say from Babylon people. People journeyed off though.
Yeah.
From Babylon, people journeyed off into different places. So
humanity had one language.
Exactly, and then we made many. Yeah. So like, it's not just continent broke off. Fuck, niggas are over there. Shit, actual niggas is over there. Shit. Like, no, it isn't really that. It's more so of like we got curious. We wanted to see more.
And then some people stayed in one region, some people stayed in another.
Exactly, it's like colonies.
It's fair to say if someone's living in a higher altitude, they might have deformations. And the same thing, this same sect of people who's living here and living in somewhere else, they're most likely incest in some way or form, which you could argue is the reason why we have different features in our bodies. Maybe you could say darker skin tone, eye placement, nose, high cheeks, whatever the fuck. So that's why you have different, quote unquote races. But in the day, we all stem from one race, and not a fucking hairless ape dude that said I'm lit.
Nigga said, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, speaking of lit, I love the theory, the mushroom ape theory, where they say like, yeah, humans evolved from like some like chimps who like start tripping balls and developing their brains better and whatever to us or something.
Imagine some chimps just accidentally get their hands on the LSD and they're just like a whole ass like change of life. I mean, that could be true because like you think about it, it's not like we were going down just hunting saber-tooths or like hunting tigers like that, nigga.
An animal had to go against its natural instincts to be like, you know what, I could beat this lion's ass.
Right, people really didn't, like, us as people, we really didn't like go for like animals that could like attack us like that.
Yeah, we're herbivores and collectors.
Like, exactly. Fucking animals went after for what they could fucking get. We went after what we could get, which was mostly just the agriculture and like deers and shit.
And at some point, I mean, shit, you could argue aliens taught us how to farm.
I like taking that because it's like, it makes more sense than being like, oh, the process of evolution. We just kind of came up somehow. Nigga, we didn't just kind of come up somehow.
I feel like it kind of did, but I do feel like there was
there has to be some sort of
divine intervention.
I say intervention. Fuck divine.
No, I say divine because on our standpoint, a motherfucker coming from the sky or some person is doing something that I don't even know shit about, making fire for all I know. That's a fucking divine. In our modern terms, that would be divine.
Okay.
So that's why I would say a divine intervention. I'm not gonna say like, oh, God came down with his divine light,
He blessed us.
And some white man touched his head and gave him knowledge. Like, no, like, I'm assuming some ugly ass weird looking like people came down and said, hey, y'all need some help, bro. I feel pity for y'all niggas.
Man, that's how I feel. It's like the aliens were just like, I mean, I feel like they came down a lot later. Well, no. Like, they had two instances. They came down when we first started developing to be like, okay, so we're gonna splice your genes with our genes, see what the fuck happens, and then you got humans.
Yeah.
Boom.
I believe, but after that, I feel like I do believe in the idea of like magic, quote unquote, the broad term of a connection to people and the environment around them. Mm-hmm. And I believe that because every culture talks about this. Every culture has a sense of magic or a deeper understanding past what you could touch. Yep. And my friend told me a story that he was at a club dispensary talking to one of the bartenders, and they're spiritual, so they talked about this shit for a minute. And she was saying that she was having visions of pyramids and people basically, in a sense, in simple terms, using their mind to lift up the boulders and put it up there, which I wouldn't even jock.
I wouldn't jock that.
In Egypt, the scarab it doesn't even flap its wings or whatever the fuck it has. It literally just vibrates it to a certain frequency that it allows it to float. So what's to say maybe we didn't learn similar things? And on top of that, I was thinking about
or maybe
you know how like Eastern dragons look like just snakes in the sky? So I was thinking maybe their scales work something similar to where scarab works. Maybe they were vibrating to a certain degree or something and was able to fly through all that shit.
that's what I'm trying to like.
It's a crazy thought though.
No. If you think about it, in the way they talk about spaceships and the way they talked about how spaceships were depicted, you take that scarab, you take the thought of a spaceship and what the spaceship could do. It makes more sense that what a scarab was then was probably a representation of a spacecraft. I mean, that's just all in like theory though.
Yeah.
And then remember when they fucking made that Hulu special about this shit? It's all real. We proved it.
It's just a bunch of Jews and like
ancient aliens.
There's a bunch of black people making Jews do all the work.
That's true, man. Us niggas are weird. Niggas ain't shit, alright? Niggas ain't shit for child support money, alright? That's all I gotta say.
I mean, y'all did sell yourselves out, like, in the U.S. slave trade, so I mean, that makes sense. You're born from a sellout.
He right.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing I hate about modern society when they want to talk about slavery, but they don't acknowledge modern slavery or the idea that slavery isn't a fucking American exclusive thing. And black slavery is like probably one of the newest. U.S. black slavery is one of the newest forms of slavery in terms of timeline of slavery itself in human history, because like motherfuckers were trading each other all in Africa, trading each other all in Europe, trading each other all in the Portuguese sea lines or whatever, and it's just bad. And I find it funny. I always joke like, damn, the white people here, they're like, damn, we can't get these like damn engines to behave. They keep running off or fucking us up with this and that. You know, let's go get some hairs.
Man, let's go get some fucking black people, dude. Like, I bet you they're way more subservient. I bet you, like, if we tell them we're gonna give them
Charles
a day off.
Smithson, he said that he had ordered a black guy, and that dude's doing the work of 5 fucking natives, dude. That dude is big. Imagine you break that motherfucker like a donkey.
Motherfuckers keep scalping our fucking kids, man. Thinking it's fucking party time or something. Like, we have to keep making kids for some reason. Like, why?
Let's get a bunch of black people.
Now, if we go get these black people, like, from what we heard from the Portuguese, we heard that black people think
that's
that...
my issue with, like, modern quote-unquote activism is that they bring that up as if, like, bro, that's
black
like,
people think that shell is money.
Like, at the end of the day...
You give them shells, they rich.
At the end of the day, like, it's over. It's legitimately over. You could give me the stupid argument about the prison population, whatever. I get that. But in terms of literal slavery, where your ass is legit, like, no longer human, but a fucking living tool, that is not real. In our country, thank God. In other places...
no, it's not over. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm talking about mass where your ass is on the fucking... Your ass is getting sold at Union Square, and my ass is getting fucking hung for being red. That shit's gone.
Okay, that's gone. I thought you were talking about, like, the smaller forms of,
well, that's just little bits and bits, and that's just humans being pieces of shit. There will always be a sect of people that's gonna be bad apples, and they're always gonna carry on some bad shit. And the only way we can stop it, I honestly can't say, because this is human history, and it's human nature that someone strong is gonna make someone weaker do shit for them. In some sense, it's just happened all over. And some people treated their shit better than others, and some just straight up said, "You can't do it no more. I'm just gonna find another and kill you."
We just call it society, right? Society, dude.
But I mean, in general, I feel like we should get back to a general sense of tradition in our country, because I feel like all these new concepts are just more divisive and destructive towards both sides of sexes and just all races in general. Cause
I like how we started talking about movies,
sexism,
and then it went slavery, to like sexism and slavery, conspiracy theories and aliens and fucking.
Just title this as some shit.
Right, just some shit, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like a sense of general tradition for our country would help, and I feel like we. I mean,
that's probably what went wrong and all is that we didn't like do that from the jump, because what we did allow was everybody to have their own sort of like way of living, and then we were like, oh, this is the place where everybody can do whatever the fuck they want, basically.
In a sense, and then
as a religion wise, as in like living wise,
and more modern sense,
day to day,
these new, quote unquote newer ideologies are being pushed in academia towards our generation. They think that they're right, but by the end of the day, those ideals were shunned and not even considered anything back then, because again, they don't do anything for anybody. Like, let's talk about the sexual revolution for young women. what's you having sex with a bunch of guys and no general accountability for you? What does that mean to feminism? That's not feminism. If any real feminists from the first and second wave were to hear about modern feminism today, they'd be like, why the fuck did he even fight in the first place? Like that's my opinion. I've even heard people like, yeah, I don't think feminism is real anymore. I mean, the idea that you would think a woman should have the right to do whatever, that's fair. And at this point, they pretty much can.
They pretty much can.
And the thing I don't like hearing is that this and that. Like, bro, every time I hear a girl talk about like something that's not fair for them, it's like, how? Literally today, you can make some shit up on a man, and the court system will take that shit with no grain of rice. Just take that shit straight.
Yeah.
And talk about like fucking parenthood. Shit's toxic.
Yeah.
And media doesn't help it, because a lot of times you see a lot of women and young women talk about men in a very generalized term, very generalized. And the truth of the matter is, they're just not accountable for their actions. They're not responsible for their fucking choices, and then they want someone to blame.
But then they could, like, at the end of the day, they could be right. But then
no, it's not saying
it's no. They could be right.
Let me finish this thought.
But
finish one thought.
But
I'm saying this because it's the true fact of the idea of a 90% and a 10% rule of relationship, of like, you know, hookup and all that shit. Meaning, again, majority of women, the 90%, continuously fuck with the same 10%, and then they completely differentiate the other 90% of men as invisible, literally. Because how many guys do you think can actually go up to a woman and the woman's gonna acknowledge his existence? No, damn near nobody. That dude has to have all these check boxes, this and that, to even get a fucking response. And then all these other circles in that 90% of women, they're all just trying to fuck with the same guy, and they're all conditioning each other. This is a man. This is how I'm fucking. Because how many times you really see a situation where guys fucking multiple girls, and it's not like multiple guys fucking multiple girls. There's always like, say, 5 guys in a room. So most likely one man's fucking majority of the girls in the workplace. And it's not like I'm trying to, like, you know, jock all girls, because again, there's as sells 10% that's honest with themselves, whatever. But the other 90%, that's fucked up for a young girl to be like, all guys ain't shit. No, you're just unaccountable for your dumb shit. You're not responsible with your decisions.
True. But then the reason why I say they are true is because they are true about their opinion. But when it comes to the fact that not all males are like that, that's where confusion starts. And it's
That's
like,
denial.
I get, exactly,
It's
confusion
not
and denial,
confusion,
because
it's
it's
denial.
like, you guys sit there and then you guys are like, okay, well, this nigga that I knew and this nigga that I knew and this nigga that I knew, but that's not every guy on
That's
planet
just you being irresponsible with your decision, because you keep falling back on, again, like I said, the same situation.
And there are men out here that take care of their families, men out here that take care of their children, men
and you
out
don't
here
even
that
want to
do
look at that.
what they need
And
to
then
do
and
to
the
get
thing
by.
is, like, and the thing is, a lot of times, young women or just women in general want to move into a kingdom, not help build a kingdom with the guy. A lot of the times, and the thing is, a lot of times they say, oh, I do that because I don't want to settle for anybody. But then flip the script, a man settles for a girl all the time. Realistically, a high value, whatever man who's got the money, who's got the resources, who's got the looks, all that shit.
Nigga, we fuck the porridge, all right? We're okay with that.
Yeah, and it's true. And
every other bitch is looking for the biggest bear.
Yeah, and realistically, it's just like, again, literally the plain truth of what I said. The truth of the matter is, a lot of women today, and a lot of young women today, are unaccountable for their shit. Blame all their issues on 10% of men, but then label it as all men, which makes no sense. And then they get mad later on in life when they're like, oh, where's all the good men?
But then
all
you could say,
the good men don't want to deal with you because you said that they weren't shit when they were younger.
One thing you can say is that, like, hey, like,
and media doesn't help this.
A female shouldn't have to settle for a man, right? The same way a man shouldn't have to settle for a female in any fucking way. We should be able to have what we want, but 90% of the time, like this nigga is saying, like 90% of the time, bitches are gonna bat us an eye because we're not what they're looking for.
And what they're looking for is realistically unrealistic.
Yeah.
Unrealistic as fuck. Because again, and it's coming from the similar girl, like, who are you? You have to wear makeup all the time. You got fake lashes. You got the color of your hair, and then you have to walk around exposed. I'm not jocking girls that do that. You could, if you're proud of your body, you want to show it to the world. Cool.
Do you?
But then there's other ramifications around that. Realistically, there's always ramifications.
You can't complain if you're doing you. You just can't.
You can't. You
like,
really
you're
just
gonna
can't.
see, oh, everybody's looking at me.
Because you look good. If you think you look good and you're
not
happy with
everybody.
yourself, someone else is gonna think that too.
And not everybody needs to walk up to you every fucking second of the day and be like, oh, you look good. Oh, you look good. Oh, you look good. You can't be fishing for compliments. Also, there might be one guy throughout the whole day that might say you look good.
At the end of the day, realistically, I believe catcalling when it comes to, like, catcalling is catcalling. until it's a little extra. I get that. But at the end of the day, it's true. Most girls, if you say something nice about them, they're gonna fucking smile. They like to hear it. But it doesn't mean, oh, they like to hear it, so I'm gonna fuck that. But no, just at the end of the day, yeah, something. Yeah, if you want to do you. But understand there's ramifications. Understand 10% of men, well, I used to say 5, but it's honest 10 out of all men, and you're fucking with the same guy. You're fucking with the same type of dude, and it's annoying because after that time, after like the 4th, 5th time, that same dude literally says, I'm not fucking with you, or I don't give a fuck, this and that. A guy, quote unquote, isn't shit. You have no right to be like, oh, all guys this, where's the good niggas at? Like, whatever, I don't want to settle.
Because they wanted that good nigga to be inside that nigga they saw.
But most of the time, these type of dudes, they know they have the money. They have the time, resources to just fuck around. They know it and they can do it and they've been doing it. But these girls are so brain dead at the end of the day that they don't want to be responsible for the fact of the matter. Their bad decisions. They don't want to be accountable for their bad decisions. So that's why they always flip the script. Always want to gaslight a motherfucker. Be like, oh well, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But then when they do that, they kind of fuck up because like it's irony when you're talking. Like you say one thing and then you flip the script. Like what do you mean? Like what do you want? And honestly, I don't know what they want. And personally, for me, I'm completely out of the dating scene because right now I'd rather fuck with a foreign chick that's traditional in her own way. Because she'll probably have more morals and understanding for my position if I'm not a rich motherfucker. Because she understands, well, you're American, you have the ability to do it, so I want to support you. And that's honestly all that I want. I'd rather fuck
with a foreign chick because at least I know she got my back. Like any other female that I have fucked with. Hold on, other female that I have fucked with. I know that when shit hits the fan, that they fucking jump ship.
Yeah, always.
And
it's that accountability.
Even with going into having a child and shit, it's like shit hit the fan and shit went over the fan. Shit was over the roof.
Yeah. And
you jump ship and try to jump onto another ship, thinking that the ship that you were already on was gonna sink and I was just gonna disappear somehow.
Yeah, and it comes back to social media today. It just conditions girls to be very negative against guys, and it pushes guys in a moralistic marriage sense or traditional sense. They're not shit. That's the best way you can live.
But then also, it does leave us with some bad on us though, bro.
No, that's true, and that's why I get mad when certain girls try to talk to me. It's like I could tell at this point. If you want to hit me up and talk straight about my zodiac sign, shut up. You want to talk to me about, if you want to even say most guys aren't nothing, shut up. A lot of things I would gladly say shut up and walk away because realistically, it's not fair. That's like me, based on my past relationship, I can't fuck with girls because of her. That's petty and that's giving her too much power.
No.
But I understand, again, the realistic fact of the matter is a lot of these girls fuck with the same type of dudes, don't care about the guy next to them. Like, they will legit talk to a nigga, say all the bad things they don't like about a guy. And legit, this man, their quote-unquote guy friend, who probably is a decent human being, who never even thought about treating her like that, she will not give him a chance. Simply because A and B. And the only thing a man wants from a girl is not much. She doesn't need to be richer. She doesn't need to have more money than me. She doesn't need to have this. End of the day, if you want to talk about traditional roles and work, women only have to be virgins, be caring, and smart, and pretty. And that pretty is on the man's and their perspective on that. A man has to fucking sacrifice his time, has to let go of his emotions, has to fucking go through other niggas' fucking like shit, and has to go through every conflict that she's not gonna do, physically or emotionally or mentally. Because end of the day, that's the roles. And today, these women want to take the roles of the man, but they still want a man to be a man. But how are you gonna let that happen? That just doesn't work. You can't.
If you don't look at my baby mama, I swear to God.
Oh, I already know her.
How the fuck that bitch gonna try to take my role, pass the torch off to somebody who ain't the father, and then be like, and then hit me up a year later, like, oh yeah, where are you at?
You didn't. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't.
You didn't want me there, so I'm not there.
Yeah, and this comes back to again. I'm sorry, you probably a bitch will never be accountable.
No, I'm not mad. Trust me.
Well, I'm saying,
I call her all types of shit.
No, that's just a broad statement.
Yeah.
An average bitch is not accountable for her decisions and her own actions against her partner or even the world.
Yeah.
And again, they're gonna flip it on whatever.
To try to make themselves feel like they're in the fucking right.
They're in the right, or they were done wrong. Like they're never wrong, and they're never like not the victim.
Come on now. I tried to talk to that bitch about the reason why I have mad anxiety when I talk to her. And all she wanted to talk about was the fact that she went through a lot during pregnancy, and why could I blame her for that? Or should I? Or yeah, how could I blame her for that? Not why, but like because I can. Like at the end of the day, wasn't the nigga that was causing you to go through any of that. I didn't sit here and put you through the ringer.
I was trying to be here for you and the kid all together, but you kept doing left and right to say otherwise.
Exactly.
And I don't get that with some again, like some young women. It's just like, how can you just not?
No, how can you completely go back on your word?
Why can't you fucking compromise and stick with it?
Because at the end of the day, like, there was a point in time where you did say fuck your family, and you told them, like, seriously, you're gonna have this baby and all this shit. And I'm like, cool, yay, I see that she's actually got my back. She actually, like, gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, a few months later, I never wanted to have this baby. Like, bitch, what the fuck? Where were we? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where were we?
And I don't know. What
did I miss?
And it's fair to probably assume, like, again, she probably got a toxic circle with single girls.
No, it's not. It's called your fucking family. Yeah, that's your toxic circle of single girls.
Worse.
Yeah.
Honestly, when
your mother coaching you in the shit.
When girls have friends that are toxic, that's bad.
That's bad, but at least they tell you to stick with your nigga and to do the right thing. Like, females can at least, if you have somebody.
That one maybe that one.
One thing I know is that if a female has somebody.
Let me finish. But like I was finishing,
if a female has somebody,
when the family's toxic, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Because that's just
they're pushing their narrative.
True manipulation.
Yeah, they're pushing their narrative.
She could legit be like, this bitch don't know shit. She's not this. But a family, that's every single second in your brain.
But also, a female, like, no, not all of them. And it could be more than one in one group, because females can be considerate of this thing. They might want your nigga too because he's that good nigga, but they will tell you when you got a good one though. They will. And that's why I'm like, okay, this bitch needs like single bitches.
That reminds me, there was this one little YouTube video, homeboy and his ex were talking or some shit like that. And it was him and his girl was trying to confront him, like, you cheated on me. You cheated on me. He's like, what? Fuck you mean? Like, I did not. And then she was saying, well, I set some shit up where you were going
Oh, yeah,
dinner.
I remember that.
And then she said that you did this, and he's like, no, put her on the screen. And she was on the screen, and she was like, oh, yeah, I want to wreck this shit because I feel like you don't deserve that nigga. Like, he's a good man, and you obviously don't appreciate him. And yeah, I mean, I wish I could deal with that. But
right. But then also, that's just drama on the female side. I think I'm cool off of female drama.
Yeah,
it splits female relationships apart. And I'm like, guys, at least guys could be like cool with each other no matter.
Guys could drop it. Guys could literally drop the whole situation.
No matter what it is,
and be like, it's just childish. It could be legit. You and me could have had beef in high school, but
yeah,
we could meet
we're
later.
Cool now.
We could meet later and be like, oh, it's good. I mean, what the fuck? We grown motherfuckers. Why the fuck am I? But a Beezy will hold that shit since kindergarten.
I've had beef with a nigga.
She will convince herself every day why she's right or why she's a victim, and I don't understand that. My ex used to do that. We used to try to compromise this and that. She would flip the shit to where whatever she was on. I was like, alright, fuck, man. But that was my mistake. So yeah. But movies, I'm playing.
Man, but movies though, Jesus Christ, dude! It feels like it was that was like an hour ago.
Oh yeah, I watched this one movie recently. It's called Incantation, bro. That shit kind of scared me, bro. I haven't been spooked from a movie or creeped out in a minute, but that shit was it was a found footage thing, and they did that shit right. Like that shit creeped me out. And it was funny because you're under the impression like, oh, this is kind of like just a memento for the daughter. Mm-hmm. But you come to find out that there's a curse, whatever, and the curse stems from the evil side of Buddhism, and is connected to this family. And this evil Buddhist basically torments the family. So for the family to kind of be more at peace, they kind of have to trick other people into worshiping that god or selling themselves to that god.
Right.
And they did that to her. And in the beginning, she teaches you the hand sign and some type of prayer. I didn't do that shit because I'm not touching it. But later on, we come to find out that it was kind of like her kind of tricking the audience into being a part of that. And I thought that was really brilliant. And I was like, that's kind of cool. That's fucking terrifying.
He's like, oh, sick. But I kind of want to go home and
sick.
Take a shit.
I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm not going to do the hands. I'm not going to say the shits.
I'm cool.
Your sacrifice is good enough.
You sacrifice enough for me.
Yeah. But no, it was an interesting movie. She was like 2 hours long. Like halfway through it, I was thinking about quitting watching because I was creeped out. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay. It's gonna have a good ending, like every horror movie. It did not have a good ending. I mean, the daughter's fine and everything, but no, it just didn't end right for me. I was like, this is fucking gross.
Hey.
But yeah.
And on the point of movies, it's just like, man, I don't even...
Movies are failing. This country needs more traditions and general morals back to what it used to. These bitches need to hold themselves accountable. Like, accountable on all their shit.
Back to what? I just feel like this place just needs to scrap it all and start over. That's all. It's like we lost our way, and then we went so far into losing our way that we.
And anyone that tries to like talk about going back to the ways, you're just labeled whatever. Like, you're just a conservative tradition, so you just want women to be like not vote no more. It's like, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
Low key. If women wouldn't have voted, we wouldn't have had Donald Trump. Trust me.
Nah, it was more than women.
It was women.
Damn.
Shut up.
Hey.
Trump 2024, let's go.
Let's go, man.
But nah. Oh, shit, we're talking about presidents. This motherfucker's stupid. I was laughing my ass off 2 months in. He fucked us up 2 months in. So bad. The oil was shooting up 2 months in. When we were trying to... Literally, Trump just pulled out of the Middle East. And we're like, alright, we're going to do the whole plan. We're going to take everything back. And we're going to make sure we're not in there no more. This man said, day after, go back. And then dipped. Left everything there. And then we see videos where fucking Al-Qaeda niggas are just hanging people from the helicopters. They got all types of weaponry, this and that. And the pipeline fucking fucked up in the fucking Dakota pipeline. And I was like, bro, this is just a fucking shit show. It's only been a fucking 2 months. Jesus, dude. And this motherfucker can't talk. Motherfucker can't ride a bike. Fucking can't go up steps quickly enough. Motherfucker slipped. Bro, I just don't understand how the fuck I would have not. This is why I didn't even vote. I didn't even vote those 2 elections. Well, I couldn't vote for Trump the first time, but second time.
I think you said I couldn't vote for Trump,
but the second time, I didn't vote because I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this like equation.
I didn't vote, and then everybody was just like, oh, you should vote.
No, the thing I don't like. I think Kanye pointed out, and it's one thing. I think he was talking to some guy, some white dude. He said, I didn't vote, but I do have an opinion on the election. And then people are trying to tell him, you have no right. You need to shut the fuck up. But for me, I'm like, that's wrong.
Yeah, because that's freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. We're America. You don't have to be a part of the fucking council meetings all the damn time. You can just live your life. As simple as that. And that's what I don't understand about the fucking East and West Coast, like populated areas. They truly expect you to fall in line to whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, what happened to just not giving a fuck?
That's not a thing.
Like, bro, like, why do you care so much that I have to, like, cater to something that has nothing to do with me?
You have to be a part of the masses, or, like, you're weird.
Yeah. And, man, speaking of weird, I get the idea of BLM, but I'm surprised people are still pushing that, like, those 3 letters out after, like, the years of, like, exposure of all their fucked up shit of, like, again, just not generally caring for the actual black community, just only when a white person kills a black guy. And, I saw a situation where this mom and her kids, they were in a house and bullets were flying in, and the shooter was black, and he was doing something, but he wasn't trying to kill them. But the shooter was black, and she called the cops on him, and then he ended up dead. And then they protested her house, trying to demonize her, and she stepped out her car, basically screaming and crying, like, how are you guys demonizing me? I'm the victim. My kids almost got shot. We were making dinner and we almost got killed because of this man. And then there's people in the background, well, you're still alive. So what? But it's like, bro, that is fucking disgusting. And I don't like when people try to be like, oh, we're talking about the movement, not the organization. Bro, the movement wasn't a thing without the organization. They coincided with each other, literally with the name. And the thing is, you're still carrying on that stupid message at the end of the day. And for me, like, there was a scene in this show called Woke. This OG activist came through, and the main character's telling about how he's being an activist in his own way. He was basically saying, like, that's bitch shit. Money corrupts. Back in my day, we were out in the streets with guns yelling black power, getting these motherfuckers' faces, and letting them know we're standing where we're going to stand, and that's that. And now all you niggas are trying to do is matter. And I felt that, because, like, bro, like, when I think about black power and this and that, I think about Malcolm X.
Man, I think about Black Lives Matter.
I think about Martin Luther King. And the thing is, these same people in Black BLM think that those two didn't do anything. They're conditioned to think like they didn't do it. The Civil Rights Act isn't worth it.
Nigga, the civil rights is the reason why we're here now. Like, not even here on this continent.
But we're here able to speak, able to learn,
able to yell out Black Lives Matter. Like, y'all niggas wouldn't be able to do that shit if somebody didn't protest first about it.
And these same groups, people in BLM, talk about this new term I'm hearing, anti-racism. Bro, I had to take
There's no such thing as anti-racism.
I had to take a fucking course, or I had to lose my job at my last place, bro.
There's such thing as anti-racism.
And, bro, this seems
But yeah,
so
I know
stupid.
what you're talking about. It's during those training courses,
it's
isn't it?
It's literally saying you be racist to fight racist. I have to acknowledge your stereotype and remind you of it, and basically it's just acknowledging the idea that all colored people aren't shit. We're not gonna be shit. And I as a savior have to do something about it. No, the fuck you don't.
Nigga, I'm not Jesus. I'm not Moses.
Exactly.
They didn't hand me a staff or a book and be like, hey.
And they say, oh, if I were to say, oh, I don't believe in color, I believe in you're a person, I'm a person, and we're cool.
You're
you
wrong
can't
for
say
that.
that.
Yeah, you're wrong for that.
You're white. You're thinking like a white man. You're thinking like a colonialist. I'm like, excuse me. Like, bro, and I try to say, isn't this country supposed to be for race, color, and all creeds, whatever? Like, they say race, color, and creed in the fucking document. They covered all the fucking bases.
So it doesn't matter if you're a rock or not.
And for me, it came to a thing like me and Al talking about the term man, and people, and bitches get mad about woman and man, like just those words. Mm-hmm. Me and him talking about, bro, how are women mad? You literally get a whole new word. The men are a generalized term across the board. Man is talking about humans. What are you gonna say, human? No. Humans as human race. Man. Yeah. When people say man, they're talking about men, women. Mankind. But they're like, oh, what about womankind? Well, that's the point of the word woman. You have your own thing. That's what makes it special.
We're not talking about men when we say mankind. We're talking about everybody.
We're talking about man. What's a woman? Is that part of man? Yes. So that's mankind too.
God damn.
And that's why I'm like, bro, I don't like this modern feminism. I don't like when girls talk about these different things, because what are you doing besides wasting your fucking life being mad? You could legit be learning something, be a millionaire. And again, a lot of women today, they're fucking rich. And that's why, again, you always hear girls talking about, I don't want to sell. It's broke, nigga. Like, okay, cool. I'm cool. I'm just gonna smoke my J and just drink like a fucking Budweiser and go home. I don't care. You be mad. Go be mad. And the guy who's gonna fuck with you is gonna fuck with you for what, a day or two? And then what, you're just gonna go be mad later on? And bro, one thing I hate today with modern dating, it's not even actual dating. People are so childish that they don't want to be honest about relationships. Like they call it, it's a situationship.
I don't know what the
sneaky link. It's this and that. What the fuck? I'm like, what is that? Like, do you fuck with this person or not? Are you just trying to fuck? At the end of the day, you're a fucking slut. A man slut or a girl slut. I don't care. You're fucking with hella people, whatever. You're simply a slut.
You don't have to be mad about it either.
Be honest. That's the one thing I don't like about these people. People aren't honest about the reality of it. From being a legit whore, legit killing babies. I will only talk to people about abortion if you're honest about that reality. You're killing a baby. Don't tell me it's a fetus, a clump of cells, whatever bullshit you learn in school. It is a baby. It starts when you fucking nut in her. Simple as that.
90% on 90. There's that 10% where it's like, it's no baby, bro.
It's like, yeah, you shooting blanks, bro. You got dog water and shit.
You need to go get your shit checked out, son. That nigga needs a hormone injection or something, nigga.
Oh, that reminds me of Ted when they hung out with Flash Gordon, and then it's the second one, and they're asking Flash Gordon, please, can you just like, can you give us some sperm so that my child could just have your genes? It'll be amazing. He's like, no can do. I only got one.
Right, he said I have one left, and I'm saying,
and he's like,
wasn't that a Quagmire joke though? That nigga said the same thing. I only got one left, and I'm saving it for like an island or something in case I get lost. No.
That was just Ted. That was the same writer. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
No, it was because he was talking about
how
the sperm was
one guy in case I need protein or whatever, and I'm lost on an island.
Yeah.
What? That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yo, shoot a nut into your mouth. Okay.
But yeah, no, like I right now today, cause like, I'm not interested in dating, and in terms of sex, from my experience, it's only good if the other person's good, cause like a lot of times these girls just lay there, bro, like they don't do much, and it's like, I mean, for me to expect someone to do something, they obviously have to have experience, but I'm not gonna drop you on.
That's why at this age, not even at this age, at this point, because I've gone through, having sex and then like also like being able to experience making love, like young
side nigga.
Young age, right?
At some point, sex isn't even all that.
Yeah, no. At this point, to me, it's not. But no, at a younger age, when I was first getting into all that shit, like, the person I at least was with, it was different. But then as I started to fuck with other people, I was just like, oh, this is just some shit that I'm just doing. Like,
yeah, and for me, like, my preference is a little bit of intimacy. Like, the whole idea, just hit and quit. I'm like,
I can't
boring.
do that,
boring
man.
to me. Like, first, that's boring. So for me, like, yeah, there has to be some sort of intimacy. Not that I'm looking for a relationship as of now. And I'll make that clear. A lot of people don't do that. They don't make it clear. This is just a sex thing. I'm just trying to have a good time. So with you, all right, cool, we good. But then other people, fucking make it difficult, isn't that? I remember the last time I fucked with my ex, because I was, I just want to get my dick wet. She was telling me I was laughing at her and teasing her, because this bitch was talking about, she's basically in a relationship with a guy, but she didn't want to tie on it. Legit hanging out with this nigga every day, this and that, she's driving him around, whatever, they're doing it, and I laughed because, bro, how are you doing that? You're not admitting you're in a relationship. And at the same time, you're talking to me again. And another thing, you're fucking with me again. Like, you're just a bad person.
That's why I call my baby mama. It's like, I had the same shit, but it was a bit different. She was trying to fuck with somebody, and then, like, in the fray. And it was like, she still wanted to be with me, but then I kind of told her, like, that it wasn't going to work out. Because
in terms of like parenthood stuff, you stick with me or you don't. And if you're not, then don't expect me to truly be there. But if you're someone with a heart, I'll still be there for the kid. But don't expect me to be there for you at all.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the problem between me and her is like, I don't know. I hope not, but I feel like she still expects me in like some sense of way to still be there for her, and it's like not really.
There's no not really. You just have to
like,
say no, because in every right for you as a young man and a young parent. You have the right to focus on your kid, and that's it. She's not your concern. She already called it quits on YouTube. That's that. And for her to say whoop-de-woo in any sense is just manipulative, denial, and again, unaccountable on her part.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And at the end of the day, bro, you're a great dad. Remember that one random dude just came up to us and gave you a bubble gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you're a great dad. Nothing else to say about that. Like, at the end of the day, the fact that you're trying speaks volumes. That's it. It speaks volumes. Because a lot of other dudes hit it, quit it, and will block it and do everything they can to make sure that bitch doesn't find them.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, as of this podcast, y'all better hope I don't have another kid.
Damn.
That's all I gotta say.
But yeah,
Call me back in 9 months.
Personally, for me, I feel like I would like a kid at some point in the future. I would
I would
like a little me to put on. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll put him on movies, put him on, some shit.
All I tell all motherfuckers I know is just to don't.
But for me, like,
not even like don't do it. Just
I want to be safe with the bitch. I'm doing.
treat it as you're treating it right now.
I want to know this lady.
Yeah.
I want to know everything about her.
Spend 5 to 6 years with the chick.
I want to know your imperfections, Beezy.
Yeah.
Give me all your imperfections, and then we'll talk about
like,
kid.
Exactly, and like even like giving the chance to live with them. That's also better, so that you know their day-to-day habits, so that when you guys are actually having to do this together on a day-to-day fucking basis. Like you said,
like, people, like, they will give you a front, and then when shit kind of becomes real, they show you what they are really, and what they are really is like, god damn, what?
Yeah, that's my baby mama.
But yeah,
that big-ass front. Oh yeah, we're cool. Like, and we're gonna make sure this works and have this baby and all this shit.
And then for you to say we're not to anybody, oh, well, he's just being hella negative. This nigga's this and that, da-da-da-da. But yeah. Anyways, backtracking from Beezies, we all know majority ain't shit. Just like they say all guys ain't shit, but really it's just a 10% shit.
Man, I feel like we should just do that back and forth thing where they just say we're all not shit and we just say we all ain't shit, because here's what I'm going to keep on saying. We fuck the porridge. We do.
And they go for the bear.
Exactly. So, while y'all keep on saying we ain't shit, y'all keep on going for your bear.
That term that girls fuck what they want, that's true.
Yeah.
Because majority of men are fucking what they can. Because again, majority of women do not even acknowledge majority of men, and then they go for, again, like you said, the bear. And the bear is that 10% of guys who's going to take them out on a trip. They got the car fully gassed up. They got the fit right. They can give them a little bit of money. They already have experience, this and that. And it's like, what the fuck? And then the thing is, like, and then you're mad when they leave you, because again, what do you offer besides used pussy, a fucking face full of makeup, maybe fat to make yourself look quote unquote thick, but you're just fat. Realistically. Hey. And again,
Those are the females that hold themselves up so high because, you know, like we're saying, well, like females are saying, okay, all niggas are bad. Like, all females aren't bad.
Majority are. I'm gonna say majority.
Exactly, just as majority of males just aren't, like, that bad. Like, we have our niggas that are just into doing one thing and have a one-track mind. Okay.
That's fine.
That goes for them. But you guys are completely disregarding the fact that we do have those niggas that are out there, like I was stressing about earlier, who are good parents, who are good people, who try to do the best in the best interest of probably their relationships or anything around them.
I saw this video, some little dating thing on YouTube, I think, or something. Long story short, this lady is a relationship expert or something like that.
Right.
And she's trying to help girls find their mans. Mm-hmm. And the rule is, if you don't like the dude, you say the word pineapple.
Right.
Homeboy comes on. This nigga's sick. This nigga's saying that, I'm in the military right now, and I'm becoming a nuclear physicist, basically.
That's dope.
Like, I'm moving towards that. And as soon as he was talking about that, she said pineapple. Like, she didn't even let him finish shit after that. And then she was saying, oh, well, he just didn't seem interesting. He wasn't telling me much about him and his hobbies. This and I'm like, you didn't even let him finish.
Man.
And then it was funny because everyone got on her about that. And then she was fucking... And then there was another video responding like, oh, I don't know why I was being all that hate, this and that. I'm just trying to get what I want. Well, you didn't even let him finish, so how do you know that he wasn't what you were looking for? And then the relationship experts were like, you guys are, like, unrealistic with your shit. And, like, you legit, like, are looking for something that just usually isn't there. And you don't even give any dude a chance. And, like, and at the end of the day, you want some fuckboy rock star that, again, isn't gonna settle with you.
Every female wants their fucking Playboy Cardi, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's
Every
true. They want a Playboy Cardi.
Yes,
they legit want a Playboy Cardi. And they want it, I mean, yeah, I'm talking about, like, from broke boy to now. They want something like that. Bro, I was laughing. There was a fucking video with Playboy. He was fucking, at some show. These motherfuckers are still playing Magnolia. And you could tell on his face, he's like, I don't want to be here. I don't even want to sing this song no more. Like, I'm not even on this vibe anymore, bro. Like,
I'm on a whole new level.
I'm on a whole new level.
Has that nigga even made anything new? Well, like
no,
a new album?
No, I don't expect anything new from him ever again. Like, that whole anticipation for that third album was annoying.
Yeah.
And it was mad. You know what was maddening to me? He had to scrap that project 3 times because of all the leaks.
Yeah.
And those leaks were fucking fire. And I'll never hear it again.
Yep.
Fuck these white boys. But... yeah, again, like, a lot of these girls just want this unrealistic guy. While, again, what are you? And you could ask any girl, 1 to 10, what are you? I'm a 10. She could be overweight. She could have a fucked up face. She could wear all types of makeup. She this and that. And she would still say she's a 10. You ask a nigga, 10, 1 out of 10. Majority will probably be like, I don't know, like a 5, 7. 4 maybe. I don't get bitches like that, 4. Like, bro, like, and there's this other interview, this guy was going around the strip on Vegas talking to girls, and he asked them that, like, who's better at self-improvement, women or guys? I would say guys, because that's kind of all they do. And then,
say guys.
And then they said women. And then they said, what are you at 1 out of 10? They all said 10. So you're legit just... It's irony.
Yeah.
And because
if you're a 10, then listen. If you're a 10, then what do you have to improve on?
Right.
But when you're not a 10, you have...
Then dude said, so for you guys to say women are better self-improvement, why do you call yourself a 10? Because if that means you're perfect. Then they say, well, you didn't say that, because if that's the case, I'm a 12. Or, well, you didn't say it like that, da-da-da. It's like, so you're just not wrong. That's literally it. You just don't want to be wrong. And then only one chick... And then they're talking about, what about the idea, like, you know, should women settle for guys and do that? They're like, hell no, da-da-da. But guys settle for women all the time. All the time. All the time. Every time.
That's what this fucking podcast is called. We fuck the porridge, bro.
We fuck the porridge podcast. You know? We talk about the realistic Beezies guys. You know, we see you out there, Billy. Stop being your meat, Billy. Go read a book, Billy.
Man, stop fucking the porridge, Billy. It's
stop
okay,
porridge,
man.
Billy, it's not worth it. Get your bear, not the gay way.
Get your female bear. You know, polar bear.
Get that Pizzly rat.
But Jesus Christ, like, we do, though. And it's so fucking sad. Because when I take the things that I've gone through, I wanted the kid with my daughter's mom, right? But there were so many females that, yes, if I was in that one-track mind since I was, that I wanted to fuck. And it was just like, okay. Like, that's just what it is. But even when it comes to my daughter's mother, I still settled for somebody who was not perfect, somebody who still who had went through hella
Who's got
shit.
issues basically, and they're not fully there, and they're not fully in the present, and that's facts. A lot of these girls are broken up by the same type of guys that they fucked with, and then again, as soon as someone decent comes around, they want to throw their past at them, and that's not fair.
Yeah, and that's basically crazy thing. I didn't see that as a red sign, but that's the first thing I got was the whole past and everything that happened after I was.
And that's something a lot of decent guys need to straight up accept. It's a red flag. Jump ship. Do not fix her. Yeah. No man should fix anybody. No woman should.
The porridge, bro. Don't woman, stay with the porridge.
No person is responsible for fixing someone else's trauma. You could help them if they're willing to accept it. But majority of the times for young women, I'm gonna be honest, they're not willing to accept it because they're in their own denial, and then they're convinced by their other fucked up friends that's in denial. Oh no, whatever. Just fuck. Just go to the club with us. Just mess around. Because realistically, if you sat and talked to a therapist, sat and talked to your adult guardian or something, or someone older than you, your OG, whatever, they'd probably keep it real with you. You need to shut up, fix your shit.
Depends on who you are, if you're male or female. Because my family will keep it real with me.
Yeah.
That bitch's family will just lie to her.
Yep.
About, I'm not the right person for the child or something.
At the end of the day, with these issues, male or female, you gotta go to therapy, and a lot of people in this generation need
I've been to therapy.
Yeah, I am too. And honestly, again, and it's not to jock your whole ass, persona or you're a weak-minded person. It's just in today's society, it's not a condition is that it makes more sense to go to therapy rather than to shut up, deal with it. Then what? You have a kid, and then you're over here throwing all your trauma on your child, and then the loop of abuse kind of continues. So stop it now and talk about it, because. I don't even want to acknowledge him. There was a guy talking about, therapy's stupid. How are you going to tell me how to live? Not everyone comes from the same thing. He said alcoholic. Someone could have, there's two kids. One has, but they both alcoholic parents. One becomes an alcoholic, one doesn't because they're parents. Yeah. Simple. You can't just tell me, this based on whatever, because we're all different. And so he's trying to say, you can't tell me shit that I don't already know. Which I get, and that's if you have that mindset. Because a lot of people don't have the parents or whatever of whomever grew up with. No, not everyone had a figure in their life from fiction to real life to tell them it's okay or it's not that bad or something or whatever you needed to hear, young or now. It's not there, and I feel like a lot of people should pursue that, specifically young women when it comes to relationships.
Because stop looking the problem with females is y'all look too much for y'all fathers and motherfuckers.
That's daddy issues. That's daddy issues. And
but a lot of females have it because of the way men are in relationships. We're cut out of our child's lives half the fucking time. Yeah. So now what you have is a whole line of fucking kids being
that's something
I don't understand because
women aren't.
I don't see a good relationship.
Society, end of the day. They're the ones that leave the household. They're the ones that leave the relationship. They're the ones that push the person away. They're never honest about that. And
there can be men.
I'm not joking the fact that that's true. There's men that just straight up dip. But I'm talking about the one that comes to women saying stuff. A lot of them, the young ones, yours.
Yeah.
They will legit lie to their kids like, your daddy ain't shit, he left me. No, you left him because you wanted this and this. And you didn't want to deal with him, and you were listening to whatever the fuck. And now your kid has no father. Now, no father. Daughter, probably gonna become a whore. Go to OnlyFans. Doesn't have an education. Dumb as fuck. Gets played by all types of dudes. Now is a feminist. Talking shit about guys left and right. And then by the time she's 30, she's crying because no man wants her. A man goes gangbanging. Gets shot. Becomes a fucking whatever.
Or dead.
Just straight up fucking, he's a nerd, a nobody, a loner. He commits suicide. Fucking hangs out with the boys. Gets drunk. Gets high. Do nothing else but that. Then gangbangs. Then's dead. The fast life. Simple. That's what happens when you don't have any type of father figure. And I'm talking about, it could be as simple as a counselor, simple as your grandpa, simple as someone else's dad giving you small game. Some father figure in your life is needed. I've asked people, I've said this before, some people are like, I don't need a dad, fuck that. But I know some point in your life, there is a man you talk to, an older man you talk to about your shit as a girl or as a young boy. I do not care. That is what's missing in society. Truly, an actual good men on a pedestal to push the idea that there are good men still. Because who made this world? Who made this building? Who made this TV? Anything? A good man with a fucking solid brain.
And it's all about that perception, dude. The perception for a good man has been completely like watered down, bro.
Watered down and just straight up ignored.
Yeah, because like I was talking to you about earlier. Females won't see when there's a good man in their fucking face unless a bitch is yelling at them or their friend is fucking them.
Legit.
They won't see that until those two instances.
And it's legit.
Or they get left by the nigga
these
because
days, it's the sex. It's literally the sex. I could be a great man, but if I'm not fucking you or I haven't fucked with someone you know, you will not fuck with me. In terms of anything after. I could still be your friend, but then everyone's gonna tease, be like, oh, you're just friend zoned. I mean, I don't care. I don't even want to fuck that bitch. She's just a cool person to kick with. Don't care.
Don't gotta fuck everything.
Don't gotta fuck everything. And it's true that I feel like those girls that are out there with the makeup, this and that, I feel like their guy friends are the ones trying to fuck too. That's a reality too.
But then you gotta realize that everybody has to realize that, like, it does, like, we all, like, us as people, us as a humanity, we're all horny. Like, it doesn't matter who we want to fuck.
Nature. Every
but
horny.
it matters about how the way we fucking take action on that. Like, are we gonna be this cool guy who's this person's friend who pretends to be this person's friend?
Everyone has urges.
Just
and
fuck
it's on you, and it's on you to go
deal
against
with
those urges. And then honestly, anytime you do go against urges, from being masturbating, fighting, being horny, okay, let's go biblical. Lust, gluttony, anything.
Yeah.
If you have those urges and you're able to back away from that, you're already ahead of the game.
But a lot of times,
our
society,
a lot of people they don't push that because there's no morals to teach us that.
No.
Because now people want to say, oh, we're built on a Christian society and all Christians are this and that. Well, I can say the same thing with fucking Buddhists. I can say the same thing with every fucking religion. Every religion ain't shit. Simple as that. And it's true. They all probably have a history that was like, I had to kill a sect of people who didn't fuck with my views, and that's why we're here. And that's why I never liked anyone like jockeying my country. Like, bro, what right do you have to say shit? Where are you from? And even if you're from here, why are you mad? Like, legit, why are you mad?
Because at the end of the day, it's all a big ass cycle. Like,
yeah, and we just gotta break it. Like, and the thing is, this right here is a recent cycle. Yeah, so I'm saying it's a new cycle that like fatherhood is not appreciated or pushed in our society, and if it is, it's very minor. And another thing is they're not honest about young men. Like again, all we hear from school media and everything is that it's just that 10% of assholes. Because at the other 90, that's the working man, that's the sad man, that's the loner, that's the man that goes to church, that's the man that has an actual view of, I want to do something decent tomorrow. I'm focused on my car. I want to make a video game. I want to make a book. I want to do this. They get no types of fucking like spotlight, especially the male suicide rate. Because it's higher than women.
Interesting enough.
You know that? Like, I did not know that men's suicide was higher than women.
Yeah, it's very much higher.
Because I did not know that.
Nigga, look at what we go through.
Yeah, and imagine this: the recent generations hearing all of this, hearing all the negative shit about young men and getting older, all you hear is worse shit. And you're gonna want to quit.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to stop. And the worst part is, the academia is taking advantage of these young men who are confused, sad, and just giving up, and then they convince them to be women. And with all this transgender thing, oh, you're just in your feelings. No, be a man. I'm not talking about killing, being mad. Be a man. Stand for your shit. Stand for your rights.
You can be in your feelings, and that's not for being in your feelings. Is not for just being a female. Exactly, it's being human. But when you take it to a point where you act a certain way because you are in your feelings, that is female.
That's female. Because again, it's somewhat proven and it's facts. I do not care if I'm
that sexist. Females
act upon their emotions and then backtrack when shit hits the fan.
Yep.
Then, if they're honest, they'll be honest and hold themselves accountable and then do the proper steps. But majority of them will flip the script, and a lot of them will be like, well, a guy does it, or a guy did it to me, this and that. Or I'm a Capricorn. I'm a Scorpio.
I'm a racist.
I'm a racist. It's cool.
Like, okay. Fuck. Jesus. Now I can't see my son? What? Yeah, like, you know.
Like you guys, you just have toxic masculinity. Bitch, I have a fucking 9 to 5, and all I do is, like, drink a beer when I'm with the boys, and then I leave to deal with you.
Nah.
You legit ain't doing it. Nah. You're abusive. What? You're raising your voice. I'm literally just being assertive on my stance. You're being abusive.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because I remember a lot of times when I tried to like talk to my ex, she would be like, "Why are you raising her?" It's like, "Why are you talking to me like that?" It's like, "Cause you never been talked to like this, and you need to because you've never been called out on your shit." And a lot of these girls, it comes back.
Nigga, I got it worse.
Back from daddy issues. They've never been told no. And
I got it worse. This bitch was like, oh, so like you're raising your voice now? What, are you gonna hit me now? I'm like, what do I need to hit you for? What do I need to put my hands on you for a second for?
I'm just stressed.
I'm just stressed out, and I'm just upset, and I want you to understand that. But since you don't, and you think I'm just gonna automatically just, then maybe I should. That's what the hell a guy's gonna think, and that's why females get hit. Like I might get some sort of backlash or something from this.
That's not trying to differentiate.
But I'm not trying to differentiate anything. Yeah. It's just like you guys automatically assume that a nigga's gonna do something.
Yeah.
When a nigga is like sitting here trying to make you understand.
He's crying internally in front of you, basically, but he's not gonna show it. And the only way a guy is gonna show his emotions is again by raising his voice.
Yep.
And being loud, because again, we're not taught or we're not even conditioned to do other things besides that. Because again,
unless you come from that household where putting your hands, nigga, we're putting your hands on a female is okay.
Oh, well,
majority don't.
I'm talking about.
When I
say don't, I'm talking about the ones that are like able to enunciate their feelings.
Exactly.
Again, a lot of times young men just don't know how, never got taught how. So when it comes to feelings, they seem as sporadic. But it's just the only way you can do it. And it does feel. I can see that it can feel scary for a young woman, but. God, you gotta suck it up and be like, if you care about this man and he cares about you and he's trying to express himself, you have to suck it up and be like, I'm sorry, explain it to me a little softer.
Man,
that's all it takes. That's literally all.
Or I'm sorry, let's talk about this.
All a man wants is some compromise and understanding from a girl. That's legit majority what guys want.
Mainly just to talk and
just
then
to
be
talk
like,
and not
okay,
be alone. Literally not be alone. Like,
just
I don't
be
know
okay.
how many dudes
like,
out here are straight up alone, dude. I remember I was working at Boost and that was the first time I've seen grown-ass niggas cry. Like, a man and a wife, he look like he's about to beat someone's ass. I just asked him, like, you doing good, bro? Like, how's your day? Crying about, like, bro, I'm trying to get this house going. My baby mama is on my ass about shit. I'm literally just, like, hanging on threads right now. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, bro, the fact of paying your phone. You know, I give him the thing. Like, you're paying your phone. You're still with her. You guys are living in the van. That's cool. You're still trying. You didn't leave it. Listen, a lot of dudes in your position, again, would just dip or kill themselves. You didn't do that. You don't want to do that. He's like, no, I want to be there for my girl and my daughter. And I'm like, there you go. And then again, it's just, again, a lot of guys don't even have that moment to where they could just talk to another man and be like, dude, I'm not okay. Because you can't talk to, like, with a girl. They're not going to say, the majority will probably be like, man up. But then again, you come from a background where you probably even have a figure to say what a man is.
That's the thing.
So now you're just like, I don't know.
It's that, or are you just fucking for the sake of fucking? Because that was my problem. Is that I didn't understand. No. I didn't understand when things were going wrong.
No, that was me. It got to a point. I didn't want to be alone, and I enjoyed the sex.
And I was to a point where I was just fucking for the sake of fucking. I'm like.
Yeah, and then
I got to a point where I started questioning shit. Like,
big picture, I did the same thing, and then at the end of it, I call it off. I mean, there's a whole thing in there, and I blame me. I blame myself. Going, and that's fine. But again, I learned, put myself first. Don't ever listen to their shit. If I feel some way and they're not gonna acknowledge that, I'm a dip.
Man,
if they want to try to dumb it down, I'm a dip. If they want to try to flip it on something on me, I'm a dip.
Because all that is that flipping shit.
All I want is reassurance that it's okay on my part. That's
and all that flipping shit is just to get you to shut the fuck up.
That's literally
That's all it is.
They don't want to listen. They don't want to help you.
They want to be right, and they want to be.
They want for me.
They want our opinions to be valid.
The only reason why my girl probably stayed with me is because I had the best dick out of her little list. And she told me that a lot of girls, they have a list of guys and they number them off like who's quote unquote the best, and I was always up there. And that's why she still fucked with me after she left me. And always because she was in her head about stupid shit. So I'm like, alright, I'm whatever. And the only thing I'm glad about is that she's out the city, she's not coming back, I'm never gonna see her face.
Yeah, well,
like, that's great for my part.
I had that issue.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, you have a daughter to focus on.
Yeah, but that issue turned into fucking chaos. Right after, like, everything, like, after, like, we kind of left each other and everything, because she still wanted to fuck with me while being with another nigga, but she was just, like, trying to convince me as if, like, this nigga's only here because her family wants him here. And part, that's true, but then it's not true, because you wouldn't be doing shit like my family had to tell me. She wouldn't be doing shit she didn't want to fucking do. Seriously. She wouldn't be fucking with me if she didn't want to fuck with me. She wouldn't have this kid with me if she didn't want to have this kid with me. Just plain and simple, right? So, even after the fact
It's legit,
that
it's legit just a toxic family.
yes,
Kinda
yes, it's just toxic, bro.
Yeah.
And you gotta like, I had to get to that point where I'm like, okay, I can't do it. Like, I can't sit here and be toxic while you sit around another nigga, sitting around my fucking kid, bro. Like, I should be over there slapping your face. And this nigga don't, like, I don't even care about that nigga. I need to be slapping
He's
your
not
face.
even the problem.
Man, because you are.
And it's kind of funny too. Like that dude's a sucker.
Yeah.
Like any dude to be serious with the single mom usually today in a young aspect, you're a sucker.
Yeah.
I mean if you
No,
want,
nigga. If you're not man enough to tell that woman to, okay, so do you have shit figured out with the father? Does he have his times? Does he spend his time with his baby? That's what you need to tell a single fucking mother. That's all that should be said.
Oh yeah,
does he have time with his kids?
This, but if you're gonna just fuck with one and just legit keep it for fuck's sake, then yeah, that's fair. If she's game for it, then she can't be mad. That's that thing. But you're right. If you wanna build something or quote unquote be with a single mother, be 100% understand if the baby daddy's in the picture at all. And you better understand the idea of catching shit. Like, is her eyes staring at? Is she truly honestly? Is she looking away saying it, or is she kind of undermined it and changed the subject? Like, truly understand. Like, is this woman good for me? Cause why isn't the nigga here?
Boom.
Where's your man?
But that nigga that nigga did not think about that.
Cause he's a sucker.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
And it's like you can't be mad about a motherfucker calling you out for it either. Because at the end of the day, I had to sit around.
Like what? Like again, like in his perspective, I don't see what are you gaining out of this besides someone else's bullshit. Because at the end of the day, again, the question is why isn't the baby daddy here? And if she wants to lie about he ain't shit, I guess. But at the end of the day, why would I want to be with a girl that had a kid with someone like that? And that's because cool.
Nigga, that's because that person themselves aren't shit either on the inside, and they fucking know that.
And so they're like, oh, I'm just gonna be another nigga on her list. I don't care. I'm just for the pussy. And that's why I'm like, okay, yeah, just make it plain and simple. This is just sex.
But since, you know, from everything I heard from when I was gone, he tried to take over that role that I was supposed to play. And I'm just like, so then what happened? And then I get told that, oh, we were just like looking at each other just upset for some reason. So why the fuck were you with him? What the fuck was the point?
It just comes down to just irresponsible decisions and unaccountability on your decision. Simple as that. And then you want to label it something simple as, oh, this and that. No, you're just a fucking child and you just don't accept it.
You're a fucking kid with a kid, and I'm ashamed. I'm utterly ashamed of myself.
That's fair.
That I sat around and had a kid with you.
That's fair. That's.
Because I believed that you were responsible enough. Not even to having a nigga. I didn't give a fuck about the next nigga. The next nigga will be the next nigga. If I ain't there, then what the fuck?
But responsible enough for our parenthood situation where I could still be here for my child.
Exactly.
Child.
And the fact that I fucking expressed that. The fact that you want everything to be the way you want it to be. Me bringing shit over there. Me doing everything so that it results in you not having to do shit. That's not my problem.
It can't be like that no more. It literally can't because, again, like you said, she called it off. She sent you away, and if you're still here, then you're here.
But that's crazy because she expected me to do that after my daughter was born, after she was still with this nigga, after all that shit.
Nope.
And I'm sitting there like,
nope. I'm not a bad
hey,
guy.
My family told me that this shit was a bad idea, so I'm gonna stick with them. And if you want to go to court about this shit, we can go to fucking court.
Yeah.
Cause
that's literally what it took.
Cause bruh, and I know it took me like a year to go to court. No, it took me a whole ass year.
Yeah, but you still got it done.
But it's done now.
I mean, thank God it was a year because there's niggas out there like that kid's 18 and they're still doing that.
And they didn't even realize that after 2 years they actually take your case and they completely like scrub it off and they be like, yep, this case is null and void. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, you know, that has to wrap it up for fucking this.
Long story short, this world needs traditions again, and I'm talking about the USA. And we need to hold each other accountable, truly, in both the men and female side of society. And movies need to be better because shit's whack. And
also, if you niggas are gonna be fucking the porridge, y'all bitches don't be mad when y'all be fucking the porridge too. So, acknowledge a good nigga and know when you got one, bro. But I can't tell you nothing.
To all you young women out there that have any reasons to listen to this or still are listening to this
at all,
hold yourself accountable. actually pay attention to the guys around you. Don't like honestly fuck them from the get go. Get to know them, because majority that's probably gonna make them very happy, and it'll make yourself very happy because now you're with a guy that's actually decent. And don't listen to your single hoe friends that go out every day, going on a trip with some random dude. Da 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 da. No, don't listen to her. She's not gonna be happy when she's older, and if she is, she's lying to herself and she's drinking every day. That's not the life. And to all you single moms out there, be fucking honest where your position is as a whole, and where your dad and what baby daddy's position is as a whole to the next nigga.
And honestly, I've never done this before, but this just gonna be towards my baby mama. Fuck you.
You a bitch.
Like, honestly, I can't really say it to your face because at the end of the day, I have too many feelings that come in between me and feeling like saying that. But in a realistic sense, fuck you, because at the end of the day, I'm still willing.